everyone, I'm your host, Brittany Jones-Cooper, and welcome to Build. The CW's All-American tells the story of a rising high school football player who must balance life between Compton and Beverly Hills. Today, Michael Evans Behling joins us to talk about the end of season 2 and what's in store for his character, Jordan Baker. Welcome, Michael. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's Jordan's really going through it this season. It has been amazing to watch him grow and just mature. We'll talk more about him and everything that's been happening in season 2. But first, I just want to catch up with you. How you been? How's 2020 treating you so far?
2020 is not bad.
Yeah?
It's not bad at all. We're on hiatus right now, so we're just chilling, just kind of auditioning, going here and there, and it's been just very, very relaxed. Yeah.
How often are you auditioning? Is it sort of like you try to find a project when you're on hiatus?
Yeah, I mean, you want to. I mean, you want to try to stay as busy as you can, just, because sitting around doing nothing can kind of make you go crazy. But, yeah, I mean, I'm auditioning probably like 2-3 times a week. Wow. Yeah, so I'm staying busy with auditions and whatnot, so it's not bad.
That's so interesting to hear because I was researching how you kind of got started in this industry, and you were kind of a late bloomer compared to a lot of other actors out there, right? So when did you first get in, like, really into acting?
Let's see, my first acting role ever was on Empire, actually. So I think I took my first class here in New York, actually, at UCB, Improv. I took a week-long intensive, and that was in September of 2017. And then I booked Empire in October of 2017, and then I flew to L.A. in January of 18. So it all kind of happened kind of quick for me. But yeah, I think that's whenever I first started acting.
Right. But that desire started younger, right?
It started actually my freshman year of high school, but it was shot down by my teachers. I wrote a paper about how I thought acting would be cool and whatnot, and I grew up in Indiana. Yeah. So all my teachers were like, yeah, that's just not really real. It's not really like something that's attainable. And I was like, okay, fair enough. So then I started studying science and got into that, and I got to college and biology pre-med, and then all of a sudden I was like, you know what? I want to just have fun with this and give it a shot because I'm young still and might as well try.
Has your high school asked you back to, like, speak at all? Have you gotten to share that story?
No, I haven't. No, they haven't asked me back.
Do you still have the paper you wrote?
I don't know. I want to try to find it. It's probably in my house somewhere, but I don't know where it's at.
I love those callback moments where you can be like, see, teacher, I did it.
I'm here.
I'm doing it, literally. And so then you were pre-med, which is always a jump into acting. So what was it that finally gave you that, it's now or never feeling?
I was still a freshman when I kind of made this decision to jump into. So I jumped into modeling first. I wanted a tattoo. And my mom said to me, before you get a tattoo, I want you to try your hand at modeling. And I was like, okay, Mom. And I tried it, and I got some hits back, and then I started doing it. But I was tied to the NCAA, so I couldn't do a lot of things. The NCAA is very, very tight. And started modeling here and there, and then eventually my track coach, actually at Indiana State University, he had passed away from a stroke after my sophomore first semester. And that was kind of my breaking point where I was like, he was one of the guys who I really, really loved in my school. And after he passed away, I said, you know what, I'm going to come home, just kind of regroup. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm still going to do the modeling thing and the commercials. But as far as education, I'm going to put a pause on that for right now. And I did that. And I guess that was kind of where I started my breaking point, if you will.
Yeah. And nobody in your family was in the industry, right?
No.
So what, did they think you were crazy?
They did. Yeah. They did, yeah. They thought, well, okay, good luck. We're going to support you. But at the same time, I don't want you just sitting around the house all day long. My mom was like, you need to get a job or you need to do something while you're home instead of just sitting around and wait for an audition, Right. So.
Well, you were out there auditioning, and I read that All-American was your 11th audition?
It was. So
take me through auditioning for this show, because it seems now that it's one of the biggest opportunities you've had in your career.
Very much so. I remember it very vividly. I had just signed with my agents out in Los Angeles on February 9th, and then on Valentine's Day, I got the audition for Jordan. So then I think the audition was on a Wednesday, and I just remember walking in, I was talking to my best friend before, and he's like, yo, this role's yours. I described it to him, and I was like, I don't know, dude, we'll see, I don't know. And I auditioned, I felt good, and then they called me back immediately for Friday. And then I went back in on Friday. I met the creator, April Blair, and some of the producers, and auditioned for them. And then I got a call on Monday that I was coming back again for a test. I was terrified for that because that's like, you go into this Warner Brothers, this executive room, And basically, it's very similar to this right now, with a bunch of couches and a lot of people just staring at you, and you're doing your work. Yeah, very, very comfortable. And so then I did it again at the CW, and it was like in a mini theater filled with execs and just people who I've met throughout the year, but I don't really remember their names, sorry. And then it was after that last audition, I waited 2 weeks of not sleeping and not eating and just waiting. And then I finally got the call on March 8th. Yeah. So a few days after my birthday, actually. So it was a nice birthday present.
So you just had a birthday then?
March 5th.
Well, she knew.
Oh,
she goes, his birthday is March 5th.
Yeah, she knew.
Well, happy belated.
All right. Oh, thank you.
Did you do anything fun to celebrate?
Well, it's not March 5th yet.
Oh, what day is it? Oh, wow.
It's the 2nd.
See, I don't even know what day it is. I thought we had just passed your birthday. You know, it's coming up.
It's coming up.
Damn. What are you going to do?
Probably sleep in.
Yeah. That's fair.
I'm such a homebody and such a just not a going out person that like I'm honestly gonna wake up and just like have a cup of coffee, sit on my porch and just.
That's how you're supposed to celebrate your birthday.
That's a Pisces?
You're a Pisces.
I'm a
yeah,
Pisces.
Very introspective, right? Sensitive.
Oh, that's my age, 24.
See? Are you learning so much about yourself?
I did not even know that. Wow.
Somebody else who's learning so much about themselves is Jordan. From the beginning, first season to now, he's just a different kid.
Yes.
So take me through how specifically you have changed your approach to him in this second season.
Let's see. Second season. I've basically just tried to make him more of a person. You know, season 1, he kind of was just this arrogant, cocky kid, at least in the first couple episodes, who, you know, disrespected Spencer and kind of disrespected his family at some times. And then season 2, we start off seeing Jordan a little bit in that world still because he's dealing with his dad not living at home and his dad cheating on his mom and all of this nonsense. And I guess I just tried to tap back into my season 1 brain and kind of be like, all right, disrespect as many people as I can. Cool. Which is the opposite of what I am. So it was very tough, but it's been fun. It's been very, very fun. And, you know, I'm sorry, I'm trying to think about what season 2 even happened on. I can't remember.
Well, you've just seen him really, I mean, especially with this Simone storyline and him sort of stepping up to help with a baby that's not his.
Right.
That when you look at a guy who just seems very confident and kind of selfish, and then now he's making what seems to be really big sacrifices. Like, why do you think that storyline is so important for Jordan?
I think it's showing that he can grow. He is growing, and I think that that's been the most fun for me is the ability, to take this guy who was at the beginning of the season, you know, treating women very poorly, and, you know, treating his mom very poorly, which I don't stand by, and then taking it into the fact where, you know, he's caring for this person who, you know, is in his life, but it doesn't need to be in his life. And I don't really know if myself at 17 or even any of my friends at 17 would have done what Jordan did. It was very, very mature, very selfless. And it was nice to kind of have that connection with Jeffrey, who's the young lady who plays Simone. She's been brilliant, and I just loved every minute of it.
Yeah. Do you think in any way his relationship with his dad, with it kind of being so kind of back and forth, influenced his decision to want to step up for her?
I could see that. Yeah, I could see, you know, the kind of the TikTok, the seesaw, if you will, of Jordan and Billy's relationship kind of influencing that very much so. I could also see the fact that, you know, he was disrespectful to his mom and to Olivia, and he kind of wants to make up for that. He kind of, and, you know, we see it, I think it's in episode 12, The Cotillion. Anybody know what episode that is? Episode 12? No? Okay. Where he has a moment with with Layla. And, you know, he just wants to be there for somebody because he wasn't there for Olivia whenever she had her issues. And I think that he is kind of putting everything into perspective about how he could have acted and how now he is acting.
I love the show for a lot of reasons. One is the conversations it has about race. When Taye Diggs was here, we talked about just people using coded language, especially with young black men and athletes, and the show really never shies away from that. And with your character specifically, his sort of duality of him being mixed and trying to balance what that means as far as his identity is considered. So how much do you relate to that, and how important is it for you to like have a character who's really struggling with his identity in that way?
I relate to it 100%.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up in a small town in Columbus, Indiana, and predominantly white. And, you know, the black kids that I did, you know, have at my school, they didn't really necessarily accept me. I mean, a few of them did, but for the majority, I wasn't black enough. So I was very similar to Jordan in the sense that he doesn't feel black enough to be his dad or even to be in Crenshaw or all these things. And so I can relate to that 100%. And it's just been nice to be able to see somebody on screen who, you know, it's relatable. And I'm sure that it's relatable to many people out there, you know, whether you're mixed with black and white or whether you're mixed with, you know, Spanish and white or whatever it is, there's a place for everybody. If you're mixed, you know, I know that there's a foot in two doors, but I feel like you should still be able to fit in.
Yeah. Have you had any feedback from fans of the show about Jordan's identity in that storyline?
I have, yeah. I've had a few people reach out to me and just be like, I can see I can see Jordan in me 100% because I'm Latino, white, and I feel like I don't belong. But here I'm watching your show, and I just want to say thank you because I appreciate you. And I was like, oh well, I appreciate you for reaching out. You know, whatever it is, but it's cool to kind of have that connection.
Yeah, definitely. And what is it like on set? I think specifically with Taye Diggs, I'm always interested because he's such a goofball whenever he comes here, but he plays this very serious coach and he's your dad and you guys have all these dramatic situations. What is the vibe like on set with him?
It is very goofy, very silly, exactly what you just described. When he needs to be serious, he can be serious. But then what is very, very funny about Taye Diggs is we'll do a very serious scene, deep, dark scene, whatever it is, we'll be in each other's eyes, and then all of a sudden he'll just make up some joke at the end of it and we'll both break. And that's just who he is, and it's very, very funny, and he's very serious, but again, he's very relaxed. You know, he understands it's a job, but at the same time, you can have fun at your job. So we do.
Does he ever coach you in acting? See what I did there?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
He has before. I think he's come up to me and said something to me before for like a scene, I think, where I had to cry in front of him, and he just gave me some tips. But other than that, you know, I mean, he gives us life advice. Like more so, you know, about, you know, girls and money and everything like that. And, you know, just trying to fit into to L.A. because we're all new to it. I mean, not everyone, but Daniel and I are for sure. But
yeah, what was that transition like moving to L.A. I'm from the Midwest as well. I'm from Nebraska.
Okay.
So I just remember moving to New York and you're just like, I'm excited for this, but it's a lot.
It is a lot. It's nothing like the hustle and bustle of New York, I'll tell you that. But it's just fast. Yeah. I don't know. It's just, it's nice to know. It's nice when you have a job. I think if I was to go out there and not have a job, like for pilot season when I went out there, it was kind of like I'm auditioning, but at the same time, I don't really know what to do with my life, you know, because it's like you don't have a place to hold you and ground you and keep you on the straight path and whatnot. But during hiatus, it's kind of like, well, what do? I could go to the Hollywood sign, but I did that last week. Okay, let me just, I don't know. You know, there's a lot to do in LA, but I think you have to have a close group of friends and you have to have an idea of what you want to do. Otherwise that city will eat you up, I think.
How much has Daniel helped you with that? Because I know you guys are buddies.
We are buddies, but he's from England.
Right.
So honestly, season one, what we would do is we would come home from work on early Saturday morning, and then, you know, we'd go to each other's houses, and then he'd come over, and we'd just watch Netflix all day long. Netflix, Uber Eats, that was the weekend.
Ooh, I need to know what you're watching and what you're Uber eating. These are very important questions, hard-hitting. Says a lot about you.
The Office.
Great.
The Office is what we would always binge. I think
choice.
that's still what we're watching until it goes to NBC Universal, of course. I always Uber Eats just a bunch of random. He's vegan, so he gets like vegan chicken and waffles, which is not real. And I would get real chicken and waffles. And yeah, I mean, just random, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I did order McDonald's. What are you gonna do? I mean, it's not healthy for you, but like at the same time, it's delicious.
It's a treat.
It's a treat.
Everything in moderation.
Yeah. I mean, Saturday, have McDonald's 3 times a day. What are you gonna do, right? No.
Yeah, I didn't say 3 times a day. I said it's a treat, which means every couple months.
Every couple months, right?
Get on some chicken nuggets.
Every couple months.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I broke that rule. Sorry.
I'm a little older. By the time you start eating less and less of it, the older you get.
Fair enough.
Changes. Everything changes. It sounds like you guys have a good time though, and I've seen some videos of you guys actually running some plays. Mm-hmm. And so you guys really are in these characters because the plays you're running and I mean, it looks pretty legit. So how much training is actually involved in what you're doing?
As far as football training goes, we try to hook up with this, like the guys from the show as much as we can. We train Monday to Friday throughout the week, before, during, or after work, just to kind of keep up the CW physique that it is. But as far
how do you keep up the CW physique eating McDonald's 3 times a day?
That's the game. I'm just
right.
It's our trainer. It's our trainer. It's a shout out to Buddy Boy Scott for keeping us fit because he I don't know. I've always had a really good metabolism, so that's really been really good for me. But yeah, I mean, like I said, just training as much as we can. And as far as football goes, we link up every now and then, but it's not like every single week we're planning stuff. I was lucky to come into it with football experience. Daniel, not so much, coming from the UK. But he's really acclimated and, he's become a sharp route runner. And I feel great whenever I throw him the ball because he's crisp. He's crisp. And so is Cody, they didn't play football before. So they're all crisp and it's great.
You played football in high school and then track was college?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
So do you ever think back about how your athletic career was perfectly preparing you for your acting career? Because a lot of actors couldn't really take on such a physical role or look as convincing doing it if they hadn't been athletes, right?
Right.
You haven't thought about that?
No, honestly, no.
There are no accidents.
That's crazy.
Yeah. You're preparing for acting even when you weren't. Take that, high school teacher.
That's bizarre. I didn't even think about that. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Take that, high school teacher. Shoot.
Well, we do have a couple of questions before we get out of here.
Wonderful.
Where is Alexandria?
Hi, first, happy early birthday.
Oh, thank you.
And I wanted to know, how does your role help you understand low-income communities, like more or less so, in the like Crenshaw area and just all of that?
Good question. I'm going to say it's helped me just being around and just kind of being in Crenshaw and being around the community. Because we film, both schools are technically based in Crenshaw. Both Beverly and Crenshaw are based in Crenshaw, which is kind of cool. But I would say it's just opened my eyes a bit more. I always knew of low-income housing and communities, from my hometown. But seeing it at a bigger scale, such as Crenshaw and such as Los Angeles, it's just been eye-opening. And I'm not going to say my role in particular because Jordan comes from a wealthy community. So prepping for Jordan was definitely different for Daniel, or from Daniel prepping for Spencer, excuse me. But I would just say it's been eye-opening, and it's made me just think more, I guess. Yeah. I hope that answers your question. I'm sorry if it didn't.
Where's Rafia?
Hi.
Hello.
Okay, so on Twitter, a lot of people, they ship everything. There's Jordan, Layla, Spencer, Olivia, everything. So is there one, are there any ships that you're rooting for? It doesn't have to be a spoiler.
I ship Layla and Jordan, honestly, because I loved getting to work with Greta. I also ship Simone and Jordan, though. I don't know if anybody feels bad about that, because some people don't like her.
But do you think they can make it work because she came in with a lie, really? Sorta.
She did come in with a lie. I don't know.
Hard to rebound from.
It's hard to rebound from, but all I'm going to say, what time is it? It's not 5. It's not 8 o'clock yet. Yeah, just watch tonight's episode. That's all I have to say to that.
Yumia?
Hi, so my question is, what are some valuable life lessons that you learned from filming All-American?
Oh, these are great questions. These are stuff I never think about, by the way. I would say just to be patient. Be patient and enjoy what you have when you have it. And enjoy what you... No, that's not right. Excuse me. I would say be patient, enjoy what you have when you have it, and just stay focused. Because I remember there were moments whenever I was, in Los Angeles, looking for a job. And I got to the point where I was auditioning for Jordan, and I made it to the next level, and I was just, super excited. And I wish I would have taken the time to kind of hone and just sit in the moments and enjoy them a little bit more, because now they're gone. And it's my first time is gone now. So I think whenever you find yourself in any situation, to just enjoy it. to just always try to find the bright side in things, you know.
And because this is the first character you've really gotten to live in, I guess, and grow with, has there been a shift for you as an actor? Is there a specific either scene or episode that you felt really helped you grow or access like a different part of you that you hadn't before?
Yes, I would say the scene where Simone actually tells Jordan it's not his. I myself don't get mad. Ever. I try not to. I get stressed, sure, but upset like that, never. So to step into that role took a lot from me personally, and to see how it turned out, I was okay with it, but it could have been better. But I was happy to see myself kind of at least show a little bit of anger and frustration, which was good. But I would say that's the scene that really stands out to me.
That must be therapeutic because you've listed a couple points where you are not like Jordan. Mm-hmm. But as an actor, that must be what's fun about him.
Yeah.
Is that you get to act out all these sort of things you would never do.
Exactly. It's a blast. Yeah, it's nice.
And the last one comes from Jacqueline.
Hi.
Hello.
I want to know in what ways are you and Jordan similar? Like in real life?
In real life, how are me and Jordan similar? I would say we're similar in the sense that we were both athletes. We were both caring people. We both want, I think, what's best. Season 2, Jordan, of course. We both want what's best for people. I don't know. I think that we both have the identity crisis, which is fun. I don't know. I mean, I think that those are probably the strongest points I can give you right now. Yeah. Did you want something more? Did you want more than that?
No, that's fine.
You want more of an answer? No? Okay. Okay. You sure?
Yeah.
You sure? Okay.
I want more. No, I'm joking. So season 2 is wrapping up here soon. We've got, I think 2 more?
Yeah, we have 2 more weeks.
2 more weeks. So what can you tease us for these last 2 episodes? Drama, intrigue.
Drama, of course. I mean, there will be blood tonight.
What?
Sorry, that's weird to say, but blood will be shed tonight.
Dum, dum, dum.
Dun, dun, dun.
We have some very confused faces, which means that was the perfect tease. And if you guys want to see what he's talking about, you can catch All American. It airs on the CW Mondays. That's tonight at 8 p.m. Put your hands together for Michael Evans Behling.